everyone, this is Cody from server 73, your favorite Malina server, and today we are speaking about the usual Earth Himiko setup. We will speak about Earth Himiko with Charles and Alex, since the meta is changing a bit right now. It's still very common and people are still running it. So what is a typical setup that we're facing? So most likely a mid spender, a normal guy, would play something like this, for example. Let's check Daddy quickly. Something like this. So Charles with the energy shield, toxin barrier makes also sense. Berserk, and Alex with Blade Vortex Executioner combination plus the dual master, so that he's going to be able to receive some heals. Backline Zenobia, usually with Spring of Life, Vitality Touch and Purification. And Himiko, Battle Stance, Demon Contract and Fighting Master, so that she is immune to Loki. So what is the point of this? The difficulty, most likely you can't kill or confuse or whatever that fast the front line, that Himiko is going to be touched. So Himiko is dealing quite a lot of damage before you can kill this setup. So what is the most important to know is that Zenobia is not able to clean Blade Vortex. So when you face a setup like this with Zenobia, you should, for example, play a mixed marsh that can look like this one, for example. One second. Okay, it's not here, but then we will just double check here again. So what could be possible is to use a mixed marsh with Alex, Barca, Kin, and with Himiko in backline instead of Zenobia. Why? Because Himiko versus Himiko is always a hit and miss. There is still a possibility to just take the other Himiko out, because Fighting Master is not helping the versus the Himiko skill. This is the only one I already mentioned in my other video, that there's nothing that can stop the Himiko skill. So what you need for sure when you face an Earth Himiko setup, you also need Himiko. That is actually a must-have. You can't really counter this setup with just normal free-to-play immortals. That's not possible. You also need all the EAs, otherwise you will never be able to kill the setup. But what is very interesting is when you play Alex in frontline, you want to play him with Berserker, with Anger and with Combo, and you want to face Alex versus another Alex. I don't have an example now here actually, but I'm just explaining with the setup because this is a perfect counter. Barca, you want to play with Cleave to deal front and backline damage, and you want to most likely face the backline of Zenobia, for example, or Himiko. It doesn't really matter, to be honest, but at least you deal damage in the backline. You need Wind Rage to make Cleave proc more, and you want Heavenly Thunder or Storm Strike, because that is dealing the heals to random enemies, but with Storm Strike it's the whole enemy team. And this is some decent extra damage to all the immortals. You also want to have energy suppression to reduce the possibility that any one of the enemy team is proccing the skill before the first 10 to 12 seconds, because you want Alex to kill with this damage. You want to kill the other Alex in a couple of seconds. That is actually something that you need to kill or to have a chance with this Earth Himiko march without a double tank. Also you want Kin, because Kin is putting on wound effects, and the Spring of Life, Vitality Touch and Zenobia heal is pretty useless. No Escape also of course very helpful, and you want to deal the the extra damage when health is below 50%. So you want to deal then 20% more damage. That is what you want, that is what you need. So actually it's based on early DPS with War Blessing and with the Speed Blessing. You want the energy control, you want the stunts in the middle of the fights, and you want, when it's coming to a late game, you want the extra damage of your domination. This is a very good example to counter. So now there comes the point, when they don't face Zenobia, you can also play Barca. Instead of Heavenly Thunder, you can also use Blade Vortex, for example, because Blade Vortex will deal a lot of damage to the whole team and cannot be cleaned by Zenobia. When the enemy team is like with Theodora, like Charles, Alex, Theodora, and Himiko, then you don't need Blade Vortex because it doesn't make sense. But to make like the as I explained here, the AoE effect to kill or to damage all the team, you can also use in this case, for example, you can use Blade Vortex just when it's Zenobia, as I've showed you before. When it's Theodora, it doesn't make sense. So actually to kill, as you see, you have to understand the skills, how they work, how your enemy team is working. There is no 100% solution to counter always Earth Himiko setup. You have to play around with the skills. Also, when you play the same setup, for example, when you play Earth Himiko and Earth versus Earth Himiko, in this case, you want for sure in the front line, you want energy shield, for example, in the front line, so it doesn't get so it can always be procced. Otherwise, versus Himiko, one of the frontliners is in her cage, and then you don't proc something that's on the Immortal, for example. So that is what you need to keep in mind. That is just the first lesson. I will make another video about it, but that is the basics, the beginning, to understand what you have to do to break the Earth Himiko. Yeah, but I have another video how to break the double tank setup. This will also be common. So both is just the beginning for now, but we'll have some other videos. So that's it for now. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.